Alright. What's up, guys? We are live. Very cool. Oh. Ugh. Yeah, we had a pretty terrible session yesterday, being very weak. I'm hoping that isn't the case today, because if it is, I'm gonna be really upset. Anyways. I've had, the fact of being weaker from a session, because, you come back to the gym after a little bit and then you're weaker. Yeah, fair enough, makes sense. But I've never had what happened the other day, which is I'm going consistently. I'm going, every single day right now, and 6 days a week, and I actually ended up yesterday somehow out of nowhere just plummeting strength. And what was really weird about it is I plummeted strength from having the flu and not being at gym for 6 days, which makes sense. Okay, 6 days off, okay, fair enough, makes sense. Losing a bit of strength, I don't think it'll be that quick, but it still makes sense. But what doesn't make sense is consistently building back, 80 to 90% of your strength, and out of nowhere on a random day it just plummets back to even worse than that first day where my strength was super low when I came back. Because I feel like it was even worse yesterday, which doesn't even make sense. So if it was just an off day and it was just maybe some sort of exhaustion from being on very low sleep, lower calories, and also having work during the day and all that, maybe it just took a lot out of me. Really odd, because I have been on low calories and low sleep before, and that has never happened, so I can't even wrap my head around that part either. Doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, these are actually two different things. I don't have amazing hope for today because I haven't even had my caffeine. I actually forgot to bring it because I was going straight from my uncle's house because obviously I had to shower after work, and I can't do that at my house currently because we're doing work on the bathroom, so I had to go to my uncle's house and go there, shower, chill there for a little bit, and then come over here. So it's like, there's still a lot of moving around, a lot of fidgeting. Really does take a lot out of you. Even that Saturday, I think I did something else. Yeah, I went to my uncle's house again, but this time through a different car. And I don't know, maybe just going out the house, even if it isn't a lot you're doing, takes a lot out of you. I don't know. Anyways, you can tell I'm very tired right now. But anyways, let's get on with the workout, I'm yapping a bit here. So we're doing 70, won't we? I believe so. Alright, let's go. What the fuck, man? I don't know what to say. I don't know what's even happening to my body at this point. It's just I'm hitting 3 to 4K calories a day. I got a bit more sleep this time. Yes, I still had work. Yes, I still went out to, you know, my uncles and all that stuff. Took a bit out of me, but this shouldn't be happening. It doesn't make sense at all, in the slightest. I don't know. It's like the body is just malfunctioning, is what I'd say. I mean, the only other thing I could really loop around and say here, I'm trying to think of possibilities what this could be, but only other thing it really could be is the fact that this is my 6th day of gym in a row, I guess, and it took a bit out of me. I don't know. That's all I could really be saying at this point, you know. Just doesn't even make sense. I felt like shit yesterday, and I ended up actually quitting the session. I just went home. I thought, well, there was 2 thoughts to that. There was one, I was so demotivated from how shit my lifts were, how weak I was, and just how dumbfounded I was at how that happened out of nowhere. And obviously not in any order, but the other reason was that it was just it was the strategic move as well, you know, a bit, you know, I thought it was a smarter decision to go home, you know, not exert myself and push through and just rest, you know, get a better sleep next time, and then, you know, hopefully be stronger the next day. Yet this is what happened. So yeah, I really don't fucking know what the fuck's happening with my body right now. I guess it is just maybe, oh well, went 6 days in a row. I've done 6 days in a row before, so it doesn't even make sense that way either. But yeah, no idea. I didn't even rest for long at all. That was something I was able to hit, I think 12 before, 12 or 13, you know, and I just fucking did what, 6? Obviously I could have really squeezed a bit more, but I really demotivated halfway through that set, because I was just like, dude, there's no way I hit like 12, you know, or even 13 or anything like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. The lowest it was like maybe 10, but yeah, I have no idea. Guess it's different thingies. I'm using different of the like cable grip thingies. They're like newer ones, not my usual rubber ones. But oh well. Who's this? Rep Green. Oh, hey, what's up? I have to put a smile on my face now, right? I mean, you go gym, so I guess I could ask you about this. You know, a bit. You know, question, right? I've never experienced this in all of my time lifting, and basically, so I have a split where I go around, you know, 5 to 6 days a week, you know. The split's actually 6 days a week, but sometimes I can slip and go things like 4 or 5, but I don't ever let it go less than 4. But yeah, so this is my 6th day in a row, and recently I had the flu, and I took 6 days off. It was because this guy at the gym, he said, same guy who was trying to help me with my deadlifting and get my strength up for that, he told me, like, dude, I see you here every single day. You definitely don't get enough rest. You definitely don't, you're here all of the time. And as much as that's a compliment, it's also like, damn, he's saying, well, I don't really rest enough. And he said, you need to have a deload week, otherwise you're just going to get burned. You're just going to, you know, be doing too much, you know? You need to have a deload week, and I didn't really actually intentionally have the deload week, but basically I got the flu, and I thought, you know what, this might be a better time to just, instead of going back in after 4 days, just take the time off, you know, I took 6 days off in the end, and I thought it was a better, you know, smart move, because it's like every time I get sick, it always takes me a really long time to recover. I don't know what it is about the gym, maybe exerting yourself or what, but it always takes me a long time to recover if I'm consistently going to gym through the flu, through like sickness or whatever. So I thought, well, I can take 1 week off completely, basically from the gym, and recover, or I could take, or I could consistently go, but it's going to take me 3 weeks to really overcome, getting better, and I thought it was better to just do it in the 1 week, because it's like, it's better to, take 1 full week off sort of thing and recover from the flu and then be able to go 100% for the rest, because you're recovered, than do, maybe 60, 70% for 3 weeks, if I can even muster that amount of percentage with the flu and things like that. Because it just won't be great, and it would be definitely not as, it definitely would just not be fun trying to force myself to go in that condition either. But anyways, so I made the move and I just I took the 6 days off. I guess it could have been 7, but I was feeling a bit better by day 6, so I went in. I'm still sick to an extent, but it's like not as bad as it was before. But yeah, it's still clearing up. But yeah, so I ended up taking that, I guess, unintentional deload week with the flu, and came back and I had lost I'm not even 60% of my strength in 6 days. I don't know what the hell that is. I didn't think it would happen that quick. I've had an experience things like that before. Like you take 2 weeks off, a month off, and you lose a lot of strength. Now, I understand that, but 6 days is a bit excessive to be losing that much strength, I feel like. But I spoke to the guy and he said, it's normal. Is this because I was on my first session back and I had lost so much strength to the point I went down from the 36 kgs for pressing, chest press, dumbbells. I went down to 30. That's 6 kg drop. And when I tried to even do my normal weight, I could, first of all, barely even maneuver the weight. It would take a lot, not a lot longer, sorry. It would be a lot harder and fatigue me a lot more to even move the weight. To have it even rest on my knees would hurt more. And lifting the weight was ridiculous. I could barely muster up 1 or 2 reps, and just felt like crap. So I had to lower the weight, and I also had to just tank my way through it, I guess. And at every corner, just being miserable because only a week ago I was able to hit so much more weight and so much better, But yeah, I've noticed that, you recover quickly and you do get your strength back pretty quickly. And, by the time I had my second chest session, I went back to my normal weight and only 1 rep shy of where I was. But then out of nowhere yesterday, I don't even know what, it doesn't even make sense because I have been going consistently. There has been no gap since then. Yesterday, I couldn't do my weight again. So if you think about it, before this whole flu thing, I was able to do 36 kg for 10, right? After the flu, I could do 36 kg for a horrible 2. And then I got back to a lot closer to my strength and I was able to do 36 for 9. Now this next session, I was like, all right, come on, I'm going to shatter. I'm going to get back to where I exactly was, 10 reps, or I'm going to hit 11, I'm going to go higher. And I could barely lift it up. It was actually worse than coming back from the flu. It was worse. And it doesn't make sense. This is 2 days after I repped it 9 times. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, it demotivated me a lot, and that's where I got, a little bit more frustrated. I was like, what is even the point of this, at this point? So yeah, it really annoyed me. I just moved past, I just skipped that whole exercise and I went to the next one. It was better, but it wasn't still my strength, I could tell. And it was just, it's like all of the symptoms came back, like being able to maneuver the dumbbells and all was just horrible and bad. Grip strength dropped. I don't even know what was going on. But that was yesterday, and honestly, I just went home. I ended the stream 20 minutes in. Because it just felt horrible. I wasn't in the state of mind to be streaming. Because I was just, like, shocked, to be honest. I hadn't experienced anything like that before. Now, I can understand taking time off and losing strength, but 2 days after you're able to, hit so much more, it just doesn't make sense. And I can understand, like, oh, I had a little bit less calories that day, and also I had a lot less sleep, but being able to do it in those same conditions and maintain strength. So I don't understand what happened yesterday that made me perform like that. Obviously I had work before, but I work every week, so it doesn't make sense either. Yeah, no idea at all, but yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Anyways, and now today again, I don't know. I can't hit the same weight that I would have literally last arm session. So I don't know what is happening in my body right now, but I am hoping it is just like a overtraining of 6 days in a row. I have no idea otherwise what it could be. But I have a rest day tomorrow finally. Getting one rest day of the week. So hopefully on Tuesday we do come back to normal, and this was just hopefully just a one-off weird event, but now it's a two-off weird event because it happened yesterday and today now. So yeah, absolutely no idea, but yeah. So if I look like incredibly, I don't know, down today, there you go. That might be why. Does not even make sense, man. Alright, I'm gonna head over to the next exercise, but I'm kind of intrigued to see how this one goes, because this one, I literally remember doing it last Thursday, which is now, what, 3 days ago. So if this is tanked as well in 3 days, this is, then, give me some information on the fact that this is probably worse than I thought, and maybe not a one-off event. There's something just happened in my body. I have no idea. Let's give myself, just a couple minutes here to actually rest, because I don't want to, like, you know, not give myself enough time to rest and then be like, oh, well, I'm weaker, but then it's just I didn't rest, you know? So let me actually do that. So I was hitting 32 for this one. Let's see. Anyways, guys, hopefully your day or night is going better than mine. Now, how are you guys today? You know? To be able to rest a bit more, you know, these couple of days now. I had work past 2, so been pretty hectic. My work is very hectic. It's just a lot all over the place. Okay. I mean, I have had like a weird sort of it was a weird sort of pain in my forearm, honestly. Since I did the pad work with Reese the other day. As I deserve. Uni. That's familiar name. What did you mean? I deserve a pain in my forearm. Anyways, yeah, when I talk about my day, so let me think here. Something interesting that happened today at work. Because it was a pretty peaceful day at work. It wasn't really actually crazy bad stuff going on or anything. I didn't have any problematic customers. I'm a waiter, you know, at a restaurant, so I don't really have any bad experiences with any customers today. I had pretty nice people today, to be honest. Yeah, when you know, shift went by pretty quick, so I have no complaints, to be honest, with that. My sisters were dog sitting for my uncle, because he's gone over to Zimbabwe where my family, all my family is, and obviously they have a dog, so they didn't want to hire a dog sitter. They wanted to use, I guess, family, because they didn't really trust dog sitters and stuff. So yeah, we all sort of are helping, doing our parts to help, I guess, dog sit Cosmo, which is their dog. And so they were over there staying the night because dog gets a little anxious and things like that. So yeah, they were over there. I went over to shower because obviously, as I said earlier, my shower isn't working. Sorry, the shower isn't working. We're getting work done in the bathroom. We're redoing the whole bathroom. So obviously that means a shower too. So they have unplugged everything, you know, the wires hanging out everywhere and stuff. So we are not allowed to shower at home right now. Meant getting rest. Okay, well, yeah, the comment came at probably the worst time. I thought you meant like my forearm hurting or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I could get rest, but it is just pretty demotivating, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how long you've been here or what you've heard of what I've explained of it, but yeah, it's been pretty demotivating. I guess it's a test, you know, of resiliency, you know, a little bit. The fact that I've come in, you know, both times. But anyways, rest day tomorrow. I guess we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well, but anyways. I mean, otherwise, I've made a lot of strength gains, which is obviously very nice. You know, I used to dream of hitting some of the weights that I am able. I mean, to be honest, that day when I really did go down in strength, I was able to go down to 30 and rep it 12 times. But you know, when I was at 36 repping it 10 times, I was thinking, well, that's where I was, you know, only a week ago. But I also forget that, you know, I dreamed of being able to rep 30s at one point. And now I was looking at it like it was nothing. Like I had gone down to like, that I had lost everything, you know? So it gives you perspective too. And then someone else might be looking at what you're doing. Even if you think at the moment you've gone down, you've declined, or it's worse. You know, they're thinking about, you know, if only they had the ability to do what you do, or to have what you have, you know? And let's actually see how this goes. 32. That's it. Fair enough. Okay, I actually did hit 12. So that's actually not that bad. It will go good. I mean, it did go well, that, to be honest. 12. Didn't expect to hit 12, to be honest. It did feel more janky than normal, but for how my strength has been recently, yeah, kind of, I guess, good is what I could say. Give me a sec. Huh. Give me a second, I guess. No. Honestly, pretty empty gym. I was expecting 2 people to come today, but I don't know. I guess other plans got in the way. Just, I don't know. Maybe a little bit busy or something. Just, I don't know. Yeah, it happens, you know. Sometimes life can get in the way. Just, it's not really about missing a day. That's the problem. Missing a day, nothing's really gonna happen bad that comes out of that. You're like, yeah, you know, you could lose, I guess, potential strength or whatever you would gain in that day, but it's like, really, you're not going to lose any muscle. It's not really going to affect much. It's mainly the mindset that allows you to skip that day that is what you need to worry about, because if you're able to do that consistently, that's what's going to contribute to, you know, you delaying your progress or even going backwards, you know. Did I get empty or do you want peeps? I mean, honestly, I think I said this before, but I do like it when there is the presence of people. It doesn't mean they have to be talking to you constantly. It doesn't mean they even have to talk to you at all. Just the presence of like people in the background or being there, you know, just is a little comforting to an extent, if you get what I mean. But yeah, that's sort of what I mean by that. It is always nice, you know, empty gym. It is nice. And I do like it. You know, it helps you think about things. Or, you know, just be in your own mind. But when you're always like that, it's like a little bit of a ghost town, you know? And you start to miss the presence of people being around. Which is funny because most people would like the opposite. Most people would be like, man, I wish I had an empty gym like that. You know, a lot of people come in the chat and they'd be like, dude, I wish my gym was like that. I wish it was empty or whatever. But now I miss people. But I have, you know, grown, you know, fond of the people who do come at this time normally. It's just a quieter day. I guess none of them are coming in today. You know, the two guys that I mentioned before, they're not coming in. There's a guy called Paul, he isn't coming. Yeah, so the usual's not all in today except from me, I guess. But there's this new guy who's been fairly consistent that he's sort of, I think he's just left now, but you know, that's cool. I haven't really talked to him though, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is always peaceful, you know, when there isn't people always taking your machines or taking whatever equipment you're using, and you don't have to wait around for anyone. You can be a bit more lousy with what you're doing. Like I can leave all my equipment all here. I could go and leave my tripod halfway across the gym if I wanted to. You know, I could do all those things because I know barely anyone I know is gonna come in. I mean, sorry, not barely anyone I know. Sorry, I mean, sorry, my brain was going a bit too quick. That was like the next thing I was gonna say, but yeah, you know, you can be a bit more lousy because you know that not many people are in the gym, or no one's in the gym, except from yourself, and no one's gonna mess with it, move it, or do anything about it. You can move from one machine to the next, you know, one set of weights to the next and leave everything where it is. It doesn't mean you should do that and leave it in that state, but during your workout it's kind of fine because you're going to clean up after yourself after anyways. You can just, you know, sort of chill and do most of what you want. I'm in classic fits. Oh shit, actually he's still there, my bad. The guy is still there. It's not really a classic fit. This is actually yesterday and today the only days I've worn that this week. Otherwise I've worn all sorts of different stuff, to be honest, and I've really liked wearing looser clothing this past week. I bought some different clothes and I really liked it because, and actually I got 2 compliments in the time I actually wore it, and it was pretty sick. 2 or 3 compliments, something like that. But no, I have liked the looser clothing because I'm always wearing tight clothing. I sort of don't know what it's like with the looser clothing, and it has been a lot nicer actually, because the freedom of movement and just, you know, things not being as tight, restricted, it's got its own benefits, you know. And I do really like obviously tight clothes, that's my whole thing. You know, I do wear a lot of tight clothes and it shows body and all that sort of stuff, which is cool, but no, I'm not the type of person, I've never been the type of person to wear any sort of looser clothing. So I'm sort of enjoying this difference in myself, actually liking it. The designs of the clothing I'm wearing and stuff. I've got a hoodie and a sweatshirt coming on the way still, but yeah, I really like the fits. It's been really cool. See this different side of me. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna lose the tight clothing. As like, you know, I thought, you know, I've been wearing, you know, looser clothing this whole week. I thought maybe, you know, I'll wear a bit of tighter clothing, because I haven't in a little bit, you know. So I wanted to sort of get back to it, because obviously I don't want to just sit there only wear loose or only wear tight, because a lot of people do that. They only wear tight, they only wear loose. But I still want a hybrid. I want to wear both. So now, having appreciated the loose side, it is pretty cool. But yeah, no, yeah, I really do like it. Preferring tight, but loose is good sometimes too. Yeah, I mean, obviously tight is, you know, my all-around preference of generally how I dress. You know, I do like to look sharp, even with the haircut. I like to have, like, you know, all like lined up, you know, short and out the way, you know, that sort of stuff. I like the sharp sort of look in most of my style in general. But the loose, you know, is nice. I can't lie. Like, sort of the design and stuff. I guess if you watch any more streams, you'll see that some of these fits have been really, really awesome. And doing the pad work with the guy the other day, holy, that shit was nice and looser clothing. Anyways, let's go. Just there's been a lot of changes. And I think I'm really growing as a person, just all areas right now. What, the dumbbell? Have you not seen? Is the angle not showing the... Appreciate the compliment though. I normally take my hoodie off when it get warm, like hot, too high in the body temperature, you know. That's when I normally take it off. I think a lot of people do it when pump, but they feel like they can't take it off until they have a pump. Obviously it's nice to remove when you have a pump, because then, you know, I guess you, I don't know, surprise yourself, I guess, to an extent. But honestly, I mostly do it when I just get really warm. That's sort of how I flow with my things. No, you can, but well. But yeah, I appreciate the compliments. Alright, so I don't know how that even happened. Crazy. You know, I think another reason why I might be flopping strength-wise today, I didn't actually have any caffeine. Don't know if you guys can see this or not. I think the next one would just flow better if I take it off, because otherwise it's gonna be kind of restricting, because this one takes a lot out of me. I just have to take off my mic. It always does. It would always stop like fling off and shit. I'm gonna need to get my wrist wrapped just because if I don't, it is gonna like mess up my wrist. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't worn this t-shirt itself in over a month. Anyways, 20s. Right. Yeah, I need to warm up better. Okay. Damn, the right one is a lot weaker. I don't think I'm hitting this next. Okay. Okay. We can drop off though. Not flopping it, it's good. Exactly. Still weaker than I'd like to be, but at least I'm not completely failing everything, which is better than yesterday. I feel like if I had the caffeine, that might be still lower than normal, I feel like, but maybe not as bad as I thought it was. Because it's like, I'm not rubbing at the level I normally can, but I'm still touching the weights that I normally am. Yeah, I think that's the difference if I actually try that on press though. Because press is my most challenging high weight thing. I mean, technically my highest weight is for calves. So 230 kg for reps. And then after that, it's just deadlifting. My max at 150. Then I guess I would go to dumbbells after. No, actually, no, I wouldn't. Machines is back. And then I think forearms. And then, I don't know, to be honest, chest maybe. Anyways. Yeah, I forgot, that actually is at a slope, the bench, so my phone will fall off very slowly. Like, it will slowly drift off. Okay. Honestly, yeah, I don't really like it. This t-shirt doesn't really do anything really any justice. It looks pretty mid, to be honest. This. Go back to my black regular tee. I think that looks a lot better. Just don't like compressions, to be honest. This doesn't look, yeah, it doesn't look anything like the rest of my clothes anymore. Yeah, no, it doesn't really. Because I'm comparing it to the black t-shirt I normally wear, or even the white t-shirt I wore on the way here. It really doesn't come that close at all. I feel like I look like crap, to be honest. I feel like I look like a dad in this or some shit. Oof. That landed on the wire? That's not good. Let's hope my wire's not broken. That'd be bad. Alright. Gonna go refill my water and I'll be back. You're ordering yourself. Yeah, I tend to be. But I am very, because I feel like I'm very easygoing with other people. I feel like I used to hold other people to the same standard. And I sort of just accept it, you know, I just I'm a lot more, I don't know, I find it a lot easier to just not focus on that, you know, with the others as much, to treat others with grace. I don't know, I'm just very different. It doesn't really matter what people do to you. It won't ever be fair, you know? But as long as you're doing the right thing, just do it back, or sit there in the woods, put people down, then just as bad as other people who you think are bad, you know? Anyways. Okay, we've got another set to do. I always have to go down like that because it feels awkward lifting it from the same stage, you know, like one up, one down, so I've sort of done it into just mini deadlift. Will I even be able to do anything with 60? Don't know. Stuff. Appreciate it. I think I just need to warm up more, to be honest. Because I'm getting some like elbow pain, and that's just, I think honestly going into it too quick, because that's a really heavy one on your elbows. Skull crushers. What else we got? We got legs. I mean, the leg strength's gone up quite a bit. Let me think here. Anyways. Yeah, I'm really tired today, man. Let me see. Sit down. Right. Was it 30 or 32 I was doing for that? I think it was 30. So we got this, we got legs, and we got stretching to do. I'm gonna put this sleeve away because it's getting annoying. I'm just trying to drink my water and it messing with me. Yeah, everything does look good. Yeah, it is. I mean, all in all with the gym, and despite the little hiccups recently, yeah, it has been going good. Strength has slowed down going up, but that's only natural because obviously with the strength going up and things like that, eventually you are going to hit that sort of like that cap. You can't, you know, go from, it's not as easy to go from 50 to 52 as it is to go from 2 to 4 kg, you know. It's just eventually you are going to hit that cap where it slows down, but it's not stopped. We are still going up in weight, just more gradual and slower pace than it was before. So yeah, it is good. But yeah, some hiccups recently, just managing certain what's it called, like pains in my elbows, stuff like that recently. I think I stretched it when I was trying to show this guy called Reese something, and yeah, I sort of stretched it because I was trying to show him something but I didn't warm up, so yeah, it kind of messed me up, but so I should recover hopefully. Anyways, yeah, no, yeah, it's going good. I think that, to be honest, I'm sort of at the caliber now that if I do lift at public times, I am someone that most people would probably look at. I think I've sort of pushed from that, you know, that stage of goes to the gym versus looks like they go gym. I think I pushed that stage now, and I also strength-wise think that, you know, I push pretty respectable weight that most people would be able to acknowledge, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely a lot better than I was. Still getting better though. Still trying to carry on. Bag work's looking good. I mean, I hadn't done bag work because of the flu for like 2 weeks. Gave it a shot. Again with that guy called Reese. And he goes to like MMA class, stuff like that, and he actually put me on a story saying that I showed him up on the pads and that he didn't expect that I'd I'd make him look bad. He said I made him look bad. It comes with, injuries, pain. Yeah, it all comes with the gym, A lot of people think that the gym is just about going in an hour of the day. They don't think about how it turns, into basically a lifestyle if you really want something out of it, You've got to think about your meals. You've got to think about, any supplements, creatine, pre-workout, or even, protein powder, any vitamins, whatever you take. You'll be gonna watch in bed. Fair enough. Let's get another set. We'll see how the elbow pain is, because that's one thing you don't want to push. That's something I've learned in the gym, is that if you get injured or you have pains and you have certain exercises that push those pains, make you hurt even more, don't push it. I know it's the whole mindset of discipline. I know it's the whole mindset of brute force and working through pain. Yeah, but this type of pain you don't want to work through. This type of pain is just going to set you back longer. I've tried it. It doesn't work out. It will keep you out of the month. It will keep you out of the gym for months, if not years, if you really mess yourself up. Shit, like what the fuck? This looks... This guy leave his stuff behind? Or was that skipping out? Was it skipping rope? I thought it was a wire for the guy's phone or something. I was like, what the fuck? You'd be surprised, I work at an airport. How many people actually leave their belongings, and take their flight without a jacket, sometimes they forget their entire suitcase, sometimes they forget their bag. Heck, I've had people even forget their passport or boarding pass, and it's such a shame to see, because you're not going to be able to take your flight without that. Yeah, welcome back. So yeah, it's sad to see when people forget that sort of stuff, because they literally can't take the flight without it, I guess the protection of the airport is the fact that no one's going to cause some messed up thing, because no one wants to risk their flight, and if they do something bad enough, then they will probably lose their flight, and no one really wants to do that, so keeps people at bay, I guess. All right, let's keep going. What the hell? Okay. Not great. Yeah, I'm wrapping arms there. I'm not gonna risk that. It's one thing I've learned from these sorts of pains is you go a step too far and you're gonna screw yourself up. Tried to work through injury pain before, doesn't really work out for you. Anyways, we've got legs. Let's, I guess, do it. Oh, almost left the dumb on the floor. I don't do that. I don't need the wraps anymore because I'm doing legs now, so yeah. Chillin'. I just hope legs hasn't declined as well. This is some faith music, if I'm honest. Damn, legs looking good. That dude left, I think. No, he hasn't left. He's stretching. We're doing planks. I saw him just now. Click my username. See my profile pic of me. Those if you don't remember, I am 24. I do remember. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, I think the guy is he's just in planks. He's just chilling, you know. He's cool, you know. Maybe he did go actually. I don't know. I saw him just now, so I thought he was just doing planks still. Maybe he's gone in there to change and then leave. Because behind me is the toilets. From the thing I'm viewing on, because I stream to Kick, Twitch, and YouTube all at the same time, I can't view like profiles like that. I'd have to go into the Twitch itself, because I use a thing that basically combines all the chats together. Alright, yeah, I don't know what it is about my legs. I got blessed with good calf genetics, but my core genetics, hamstring genetics, I don't know about those, because, man, I have upped the weight, and it's not like, oh, ego lift up weight, you know, it's like, I've managed to get to the higher weights gradually, and still fucking nothing happens with my legs. I do the same as I train every other part of the body. Like I do, what's it called, drop sets and everything, they just don't grow. Calves, I literally start tiptoeing and fucking my calves start growing. So, I don't know what it is about my legs, but, you know, at this point it's GG's. I'm still training them, but maybe one day like a grocer, maybe it will happen. Most people's growth spots are like 6 inches, man. Mine was 2 inches because it was 5'4" to 5'6" during COVID. That was my growth spot. And then I just never grew again. You know, that was it. Okay, let's go. What a drop. Oh. How did I drop the fucking... No, I don't think I've ever done that before. Alright, well, yeah, I definitely think it was the caffeine. I think that's definitely the reason I wasn't able to hit as hard today. With the session, I mean. But yeah. Right now we're chilling. Not bad if I'm low energy. I'm really exhausted with work and all. And then go uncle's house, all that stuff. You know, zipping back and forth. Now at the gym, I'm looking forward to stretching, to be honest. Stretching just seems like the time where I can actually just like, I don't know, my brain just flows better because I'm not very good at multitasking. I'm sort of just doing one thing. I can't really do multiple, but sitting there and stretching, I feel like that's where I'm a little bit easier to talk to. I feel like talk a bit more about whatever topics, you know, and get into whatever topics, you know. But yeah, pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, I didn't used to stretch. It's more of a recent thing of like, you know, maybe a month and a half or something like that. But obviously I'm trying to learn to do the splits. If you guys didn't know, my motivation for actually stretching was not really stretching itself, it's just I want to learn to do the splits. But actually I have noticed that it is quite peaceful. It's a nice time to just talk or chat, and it's also a nice time to just, you know, like, not zone down, it's not, I'm trying to think of the word here, wind down after a session, you know, just to chill. So I have found it is nice like that, and listening to more peaceful music and things like that as well. But yeah, the main thing is I definitely want to learn to do splits because I want to be able to get my kicks higher for my bag work, pad work, sparring, all that sort of stuff. Get my kicks higher, that would be awesome. So that is the goal with that. But yeah, if I'm able to do that, then it will just make sparring just more fluent, more nice, and just, it also helps with not even just the height of the kicks, but also just, you know, flexibility in general, maneuverability as well. And if oh yeah, I'm also doing balancing as well, so that also helps with the stability of it all. So that's gonna help too. No shit, I didn't know you could do the splits, to be honest. I can't do it yet. No, I can't. I'm still working on it, to be honest. I think it's gonna be a long way. I don't know, I have a lot of goals that I want to reach. It makes it hard for me to have everything on my plate. But I've sort of always been like that. I've always sort of put it on myself and like pushed really hard, put myself through a lot of difficulties. I just tend to do that. I think my family sort of know it by now and they're just used to it. They're just like, well, there's no point telling him not to, he's still gonna do it anyways, you know. It's like, if it's raining, windy, it's cold, storms here, I'm sick, whatever it is, you know, my dad will say, you know, don't go to the gym, or don't go out, you're sick, or you know, rest, you know, or whatever, right? They encourage me to rest more so because I just do a lot on a daily basis, so they often know I probably don't get much rest anyways. So that's why they sort of try to push it, especially when I'm more down, when I'm like things like sick, you know, or have the flu or something like that. Actually, I saw something scientific, because I always knew that biologically, it just seemed in everything I saw that women were able to just deal with like inner pains way better than guys are. Like things like the periods, obviously guys don't get periods, that's the worst example I could have come up with, but it's not even an example. You know, flu, symptoms like, you know, the cough, the cold, the sore throats, stomach aches, all that sort of stuff, I feel like men tend to be absolutely useless with. And you know, there's always the meme that they, you know, curl up into a ball and, you know, cry like a baby, or want to be comforted or whatever, you know. But when it comes to physical pain, they get a bruise, they get a cut, they break a bone, for some reason they're able to just deal with that way better than a girl can, you know, in most cases. But I actually saw like the scientific of it recently, and something in the brain actually changes, is different between men and women, and men are able to deal with that pain a lot more, because certain things in the brain actually turn off that pain or mute it, like numb it to an extent for a guy. I don't know about the inner of a woman or a guy, but like something with women just deals with it better. I can't remember the scientific of it, but I read a scientific of it recently. But yeah. Learn something new every day though. But I'm definitely like that, you know. I'm definitely way better at dealing with external pain, and internal I'm just like, this is so dumb, like I can't brute force this because it's on the inside, you know. I get mad at things like a stomach ache and like puking. It's like, why you gotta like sit there for 20 minutes to make me feel like shit? Just make me puke if you're gonna do it. Like, you don't need to do all this crap of 20 minutes feeling like crap. It's just dumb. Stop fighting with the facts. Okay, hamstrings, that's where we're going. Yeah, you were right, he's gone. I feel like I want to push my bottle over by accident, doing that. Okay. Okay. It feels awkward as heck. There you go. Give me a sec, guys. Check everything is going good here. Okay. Never seen it happen before, but when I came in, saw the vending machine, and it basically scams someone. They basically try to get this bottle of like protein shake, milkshake thing. It had a certain amount of grams of protein in it, and you can just see it stuck inside the vending machine. So some poor guy or girl tried to buy that, and spent the £3 on it, and then they just didn't even get to have it. Sad. But it's just stuck there. Huh. I didn't even know it did that. The machine. The drop. Okay. I'm gotta sort calves out now. I can pick up my phone, that is. I'll grab you guys in a sec. Someone has already got 100 kg on here, so that's actually helpful. That's actually pretty helpful. So that means I can just put in the rest. Okay, that's hundreds. So let's keep going. Yeah, 15. Here we go. Alright, that should make 230. You know, there was this person who actually told me that it was max 160, and I was like getting worried, to be honest, because I do 230. But then another person told me that it was actually 160 each side as a max. Right now this is, I don't know, 150. But ever since that person told me that, I was getting scared. I was I started standing up after my sets. I was like, no, this is gonna fall on me. When I went to my uncle's house, I forgot to get like my stretching socks, so I got these musty socks that I took to work, so my bad, guys. Cool. Yeah, that's about that. I just thought it was gonna fall on top of me, so I just got up after sets. I just imagining it happening. So if you was in that position, like my head or some shit, it's kind of GG, not gonna lie. Man, I hate stretching with like dirty socks. I literally bought new pairs of socks just to stretch because I did not like any sort of like dirty socks. I just felt like yikes. I forgot them. And then after this, I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna go shower after this session. Gym showers because, well, as I said earlier, my bathroom's being redone, so I'm sorry at home. They finished on Wednesday, so not too much longer to go with that. Okay. Let's go again. I think after we dropped to 150, I think. Sounds kind of crazy to say drop to 150, but that's kind of what we're doing. That felt a little stable. Go. Oh, almost started wrecking the whole thing. This one has no like metal plating on the inside. It's hard to take off and put on. Alright, 150. There we go. Alright, done. Can actually get on with our stretches now. I guess there's no point putting my shoes on actually. Could have moved this thing out of the way. Alright, well. That was fucks up my back. Doing that. Because you just burn on weights, taking them off again. It's just, it drops down and everything. It's just like, always burn on weights, always taking them off. It's just a lot of back. Yeah, sorry for the musty socks. This is the point of workout where I can be a bit more chill. Actually have a little bit of a breather. Actually talk a little bit more. Don't really know what about currently. Sometimes I also forget about the stretching and to make it deep. That's the whole point. What I did notice about wearing the looser clothing though is that as much as it is a lot looser, it's almost like the looser clothing is actually failing, because with a pump and all, my physique still shows through, which is actually really cool. So it's nice. I think that's when you've hit a bit of success, you know, where you're wearing a top that is meant to cover your body and it's still showing through. Get this up. 15 seconds. What the fuck? Dude, who the fuck put the fitness ball all the way up there? What the fuck? Wait, what am I? Look at that. Who put it up there? What's, who thought that was a good place for it? Crazy. How'd you even put it up there? To like climb it? My goodness, some funny things. People are funny, man. I mean, to be honest, it is a good place for it because it does keep it out of the way. You know, it's not taking up space. It's a bit inconvenient to put it there every time, though, I think. Nice. Oof. He really just focusing. Actually, is pretty good. But that all the way far back. I don't know if I'll be fully in frame for this. one with this. Alright, give me a sec. Cool. Still got a bit more to do. What is the time? 4:21. How the fuck? Man, am I moving in slow motion or what? Okay. I need to get the hamstring stretched, man. It's a big problem for me. Hamstring. What I like to do is that you could do a stretch like this and still decent. If you pull your if you move your feet forward, it'll force you to stretch a bit more. Cool. Short rest, 15 seconds, like I said. Keep them small. We're gonna keep going. good. That was mad deep stretch out. Alright, this one we'll get up for. I mean, actually, it was pretty nice, but also a little bit annoying is at work I often am now getting a lot of steroid accusations, which I guess it's new, but it is also can be a little bit annoying when everyone does it. Okay, what the fuck? Come on. Focus. It's definitely not as good as balancing one. Which is weird because I'm left-handed, so I would have thought my left foot would be better at balancing. I guess not. That's it. Well, if you wanted to see the vending machine, the stuck bottle, unfortunate, can't lie. Rip. Anyway guys, I'm gonna be ending stream here. Appreciate everyone for coming, all the chats, all the you know, talks and everything. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming, and I'll end up seeing you guys probably tomorrow with some sort of stream, not sure, because it's not gonna be gym, because my freaking one rest day a week tomorrow, so looking forward to it. Hopefully I can actually rest, but yeah. I don't think I really have anything I need to urgently say, but yeah, I appreciate you guys coming, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? So, see you guys soon.